Hello, Sanbonani, Dumelang, Monweni, Mzansi, Africa. This is the place for you to air your views. Njengoba kaloku siko Youth Month, we are commemorating Youth Month. Kwaye sithulela umnqwazi amagorha angenabatha, and we are celebrating young people who are doing extraordinary things. Kwindawo ezahlukileyo, unombuzo ke siwubuzayo apho ekhaya ongagungqiyo. Should young people consider farming as a career? Dimloge ukhalosa kalubisi umadlongothili, all right?
Siyaphila mntaso njani wena?
Siyaphila nam.
Nacho Mzansi Africa, of course, I am Mulia Mavomisa. Great to have you with us right on Expressions. Well, as Ukolosa said, namhlanje, the particular focus of the show is all about farming and young people. Matter of fact, we kickstarted this very important show with a first insert. Nalapo visit Freiberg, meeting up with one younger farmer. Let's take a look at what happened. How was the transition like for you from Sandton and coming back to this rural village?
I grew up here, you know. I always knew that I wanted to own a farm one day. So it wasn't much of a challenge.
What's the reason behind you leaving corporate? And perhaps you might also shed some light on what qualifications you have.
I did a diploma in sound engineering. I also did a higher certificate in business management. And also I did an entrepreneurship program with University of Northwest. Actually, I didn't like the Joburg life. It was just too fast for me. And also, you know, you wake up here and you smell the fresh air, not the polluted air.
Come on, but also Sandton air is fresher also.
But remember, I was working in Sandton. I wasn't staying in Sandton. Where I was working, I was interacting mostly with business people. So I would learn a thing or two from them now and then when we converse. Because when I started at first, I started as a receptionist. So I was the one who was the face of the company. So I'd have conversation with Abu Tembekwayo, Vusi Tembekwayo when they walk in. So, you know, I would get something to inspire me.
Why couldn't you do fashion? Why couldn't you do beauty or any other thing? Why farming?
My great-grandfather was a farmer. Actually, where I'm farming right now, I inherited this land from my great-grandfather. When I first came back home, we were only farming with goats, right? But now we've added cattle and we also have a hatchery. So on a daily basis, I'll start that side on the hatchery, and then this side we have someone who's working here. I have Madala who's assisting, and then what I do is that because we have a challenge, I'd bring him water, or I'll come and help him with injecting administered medications to the goats.
Let's touch on the challenges that you've had to encounter with initiating this type of business.
Water is a problem for me. It becomes a challenge when the truck is not working, because right now so I have to buy water. If not, then Madala will have to ask other farmers that are around here to assist us with water while I'm able to make a plan. We are experiencing a lot of stock theft, especially nowadays. So it's one of the biggest challenges, I don't want to lie. Even taking interviews like this, we get nervous because we never know. There are a lot of scammers. It's really challenging and it's worrying for us.
And ogari newoki muto obiang.
Yeah, no siane. Yeah, shape.
Ebile a kopane le mathata o bereka le ena jaga boso ya gago.
Re dirisana le bone hela le mama.
Touch on the programs that you've sort of started to also benefit other young people in your same village.
There's a program that I started, I think it was 2 years back. We formed a co-op We named it Mosadi Mogala. I was looking for youth. I wanted 4 youth members. I was going to be the 5th. We each contributed 2 goats so that we can introduce Chevron meat to the public. Because people assume goats are only for rituals. We hosted that whole weekend where we were selling the goat in stew, in braai, your malamkhod, your ditlhakwana. We ran out of meat before the end of the weekend. So it sold out people loved it. And they still actually asked us to also host some more of that. I want young people who are unemployed to have a poultry business whereby they will sell broilers. I personally would be giving out 50 broilers to each of those young people who want to go into poultry. But I'm gonna need help from the government with giving them feed. Then from there, I'm gonna do an incubation program whereby I'm gonna take them step by step on how to manage and grow the broilers from the brooding stage until the final stage. And also maybe engage with other youth members who did marketing but are not working, so that they can see how they can build a relationship with those farmers into putting their product out in the market.
So a little bit he told me something, that you are also passing the baton on to the younger generation. So how do you ensure that this is a viable business even for future generations to come?
My daughter works with me. I make sure that everything that I do, she sees it and she also does it. Let me say maybe electricity goes off and I'm not around that time. She knows she has to go and light the generator and sit with the chicks to make sure that they're not stumbling each other, I even gifted her a goat when she was 28 years, I think. She actually named it school fees because she believes it's what's going to take her through college.
Right now, there's children that are watching the show that also want to do farming.
Just like nale mama ka le bone ba khona go gana pa di business tsa mama ba bone.
Now, there's a viewer that's watching us at this particular moment, Nero. They want to follow in your footsteps. What sort of advice can you give them?
You must do something only when you are passionate about it. Even when nothing is happening or you're not getting clients, that burning spirit in you is still going to drive you to do more and just be consistent with what you want to do and what you want to achieve.
Do you consider farming as a sustainable type of a business?
Yes, it is. It is a sustainable type of a business because every day we eat. Yeah, so there's always going to be a need for farming. There's always going to be a need for meat, for vegetables, whatever. So there's never going to be a day we will say, we don't need farmers anymore. Sorry.
We salute Unewo. She is indeed a living proof that possibilities are endless and that the future is female. We continue with this discussion. Make sure that you do interact with us. Should young people consider farming as a career? We'll be right back. Don't move a muscle.
Of course, welcome back. You're still watching us right here on Expressions on SABC 1. Great to have you with us once again. Well, I'm talking about farming in Bantu Abacha. Hence, we are celebrating in Nyanga Geya Bantu Abacha. Well, our second stop now takes us all the way to Vryburg, still in the province of Northwest, where we meet up with Mbulelani Emmanuel. He apparently has a lot of things that he went up to and he started in. But Masive Banzi, Kebali like. What do you have in your farm?
Yes, I have cows. I have some of machinery that I use when I want to plow in my field. I have goats and sheep.
So what is your typical day looks like? How fit like plazing ena or go farming ena wetang?
Ha ke tloga mo moshong ke checka diterata gore di siame, ke checka le dikgomo gore di heletse, ke tsamaya le mo masimu. Ke check gore gona bothata bope, ke tswe ke tsamaye ke ele kha ditlharing tsa di pecan nuts tse ke di plantileng le gone ke check gore everything is siame le dinku le dipudi.
What were you doing before?
Se ne ke se dira before nka tla go joina temothuo ke godile ko gae mokgalaje e le lemerui. Ga gona gope ko ke tlileng ke a gone ke a go bereka ke goletse hela mo gae ke ntse ke tla ke thusa ko gae mo lelapeng. Ko gae mokgalaje a na le business ya grocery a rekisa le dinku. Ke ne ke a rata go tsamaya le ene thata ha go le December ra go reka dinku ko Kimberley ana rekisetsa batho ba di society dinku. So go tsweng ao ke be ke nna interested before mogala ya ka tla go tsena mo lehatsheng la moelagte a le kreya go tswa mo pushong o ile a applya makgetlo a le mararo ke mo re ile ra tla go nna mo lehatsheng la moelagte ka di 4 tsa July 2012.
Do you think you had another passion besides that?
No, ke ne ke sena passion passion e ne ke ile ke nna le yone ke ratile temothuo ha ke ntse ke tla ke gola.
Wena wa thoma neng ge go bula farm ya gago?
I started to farm ke le 13 years. Startup sa ntlha o ile a tshumula nthekela pudi di le 4. Ke a sumulla ka tsone dipudi ke atla a ntshwaela nkutse pedi di ile di ata mme ke a hella tse ke direkisitse tsotlhe ka ne ke bona gore machinery re tlhoka machinery hale le hale ja no ke bona gore no le nna ke tle ke mothuse ke tsae karolo gore hella tse re gona go lema.
What I'm interested to find out is, apart from the equipment, I would assume that there are some challenges when you started your own farm that you've encountered. Maybe you can shed some light on those challenges?
Temo e monate thata ha ona le machinery e leng ya gago. Ka goreng o helletsa o lema ka nako e o tshwanetseng. Ya no ha o sena machinery o ka tshwanela ke gore o ye go bashoung o ye go ya dima. Moshou mo itlhela a le besaga ka metšhini ya gago tshwantse a ba gona date ka date ha e tla go fitlha ga tla mo go wena a tla go thusa o tla wa busetsa malatsi ko morago. So ke be ke heletsa ke dutse ha tse ke a kantshana le mogalaje gore re heletse re kgonne go kry di second hand tsa rona re sa kreitse tsotlhe mme re kgone go pusha re kgone go ira se ka gore ba tlang go se dira.
Are you getting support that you need in terms of funding as well, support from fellow farmers or even associations that you're involved with?
Nna mo ngwago o hitileng ke ile ke a kreya dipudi di le 20 go tswa mo lehapheng la rona la agriculture. Ka 2019 ke ile ke a tsenela association e nngwe ya SAPA ile ya nthusa ka ditlhare di le 30 ha ne ke simolla go planta ke simolotse go planta ditlhare di le 30 e leng pecan nuts. Ngwago o latelang ya nna 2020 ke a planta bontlha bongwe jwa tsone gape 2022 hela yalo 2023 no yana ke tsamaya ka ditlhare di le 198.
So what would you say that government should still do?
Ke le mosha ke tla rata gora puso ya rona thata ke re e shebe basha ka gonne basha ke bone botshelo bo leng gone ba leke go ba thusa ka dithuso tse ba di tlhokang. Ene ke ne ke tla rata gore puso ya rona ha e re e thusa basha e ba tsaye dingwaga di le 2 go a go ngwageng tse 3 e be ka nna ya tswa ya sheba ba bang ka gore re setse re le ko tlhase le gone ra tlhogang ga rena dio di le dintsi jaanong ke tsa gore ha ba go tshotse ngwageng e le ngwago tsena go ngwageng di le 3 ba go ne ile elemento o go montarang a go direla sengwe le sengwe ke tsa gore e tla re ha ba go tlogela halo o bolo well sustainable.
Speaking of sustainability, actually, do you think that with this farming sector that you're involved in, you can survive and actually make money out of it?
Nka tshela ha re tswa go rekisa diruiwa tsa rona tse ka gore ditlhao tse di winners le tsone crop e leng ya rona re kgona go maintenance wa polasi re kgona le go tlamela ba legae le go dira se ka gore se dira re patala le badisa le dikoloi le tsone re kgona go di service le di tractor. Nka rata go ra basha ke re ba bagolo ba bone ba nang le diruiwa a ba ele tlhoko tsewa ka gonne basha ba le bantsi ba ikgatolositse go ela tlhoko farming ba joina dilo dingwe tse di sa siamang bontsi ha o ka re wa tsamaya o re o tswa ha wa go itlhela bontsi jwa basha boloko di sina go geng ha o na le madi so se ke se ratang go se rotloetsa mo basheng o ska wa tshela botshelo ba competition o tsamaye lebelo la gago le o ka le kgonang.
Jonga siyabulela Bulelani ziyaqhuma inqawe emaxhekweni. Indeed, Bulelani naye, he's proving yet again that possibilities are endless and young people are really taking up space in the agricultural field. Right about now, Bugeli masithi qhu evenkeleni, don't move a muscle. Siyabuya gongoku.
Yes, Chopagati inside. Well, thanks for staying us right on Expressions. And of course, this is most certainly the place for you to air your views in Jengom Dom. Just speaking of Abandabacha, we are still, of course, asking that very important question, which happens to be our poll question. Should young people consider farming as a career? Well, speaking of that very same question, I wonder, Onalen Nachabalala Indobawa, what does he have to say about this particular question? Let's meet up with him.
I studied financial management and then I started working in 2011. Yeah, I worked for about 11 years. Then I came home to start full-time agriculture because I was farming part-time with my father in charge. But now with the age and stuff like that, I decided to come and take over.
Obakeng, he was talking about ukuthi wena umuntu omgaye ifama bekuye yakho. So kwenzakaleni why umnikeza ifama?
No, he was interested in farming. So I decided to give him everything so he can continue with farming.
Wena ungafisa ukubona ayenzani ukuchubekelisa phambili ifama nanokuthi ikhule?
Yes, he must progress in farming. And she must not just be a farmer, she must be a commercial farmer. So that his young fellows can also have an interest from him about farming.
It's also like a mentor to me. Washeba, if somewhere is a mistake, he comes in, one advisor, because he has experience, a lot of experience. So no, this is how you do it, try this, leave that out first, then do this, then career right.
How did you become a worker for Obakeng?
Ke gore ke ile ka rata tlhaloganyo ya gagwe the way a cooperatang le batho ka teng, they were so cooperative. Then I used to work with him according to his behavior, manners, everything.
I started at an early age, around 2005, where I was working with my father, but I was still in matric. So I was coming part-time, like during the holidays, I would come and assist him. And then that's when I decided in 2019 to come and take over because of his age, and with the technology changing, I had to take over and do it myself.
But one person might argue that you have a very good profession. I mean, you studied financial management. So what drove you to actually drop all of that and then continue and want to start farming?
It's the way of life. And agriculture it's like it's the only thing that I know.
What was the strategy that led you to expand like how you are now?
Step by step, and the most important thing in agriculture is to reinvest in your business. Like for example, if unale shortage ya the salary, we can still take your sheep and sell it and then pay the salaries. But after harvest, you need to go back and increase the number of sheep so that it on your cash flow, business smooth.
Speak to me about the challenges that you've sort of had to encounter in your farming years.
Like this morning, I woke up around 6 because there's a harvest I keep it's something that's as a farmer. No, I know this day you cannot get something change. So you need to be prepared and make sure there's cash flow around if you can any breakdowns or run a capilla.
What support do you think is needed by you as farmers, either from government or from civil society?
I would say mechanization. The most important thing, the tracker, because now we are using old tractors, 1975. But if we can get the support, some machinery, especially mechanization, then I think it will be much easier for us.
Are you involved in any programs or associations? It could be programs that help you to even grow your experience and knowledge about farming. Do you have those or associations?
I do work with 2 companies. The other company is Skumar Budrey. It's in Pumalanga. They provide fertilizer and seed for small white beans. And then there's another company that I'm working with, which is Bana. They give me a credit, seed. I buy seed from them and then I pay them after harvest. I've got maize and I've got sunflower. And then I buy fertilizer from other companies, which is Omnia, but there's no a contract or any credit facility.
Do you think this career that you're involved in makes money for you?
Yes, it does. To be honest with you, if I would take it as I was still working, the annual package that I was getting compared to what I'm getting now, it's 3 times more than what I was getting when I was employed. And you know, when you're doing something, knowing that I am my boss, it gives you even more courage to wake up and go and push and do it much better.
We're having this conversation as Abantabasha, also trying to empower Abantabasha that are watching this particular show. What's your message to them?
My message to them is, come to the field. It's either in vegetables, it's crop, come to the field. Whether it's a livestock, come to the field, come and work. Agriculture has a lot of money. If you have the right passion, or I'm not saying, I don't know if by saying right passion, but when you love it, agriculture has money.
Wow, Mbugeli Wambo Expressions. That was most certainly a very fun time and a very good experience, Kolosa, particularly because, you know, I kind of like fell.
How, Band? This is a sign that you must go home. And you know what? I love these inserts because they really prove that as young people, we have a crucial role to play in ensuring that we leave a lasting legacy.
And most certainly, Kolosa, I also do believe that your agriculture should be the way to go, particularly for Abantabacha, so that we as Abantabacha can as well stand up for ourselves and indeed be independent. That's it. We should wrap it now.
Yes, we should wrap it. And who are doing really great in this agricultural space. Indeed, they are paving the way. You are inspired. I'm inspired. This is Expressions.
I'm also inspired. Well, Bugilwam, that's it for today. Well, to close us off rather, on another show, we do have Momolimi, who also happens to be a farmer, by the way, hailing all the way from Emafikeng. He closes us off. Ta-da.
SABC Expressions. What? I lost too many of my people in the struggle. Set a gilly piri every weekend in the jacket with a shovel. Never thought the revelation would be trouble. Blue collar dreams, man, hustle in the streets, cash double. Must have been a Thursday, kasi fi feti. Say tibu si hofi for walk up into leti. Makanyana location ala leti. Spops got pop by food, number demon week 80. Sad youth day, rituchile remufita. But the truth is bufitla, floekta rekidiri tibasi. Bangmabare drugs, bangmabare text crime mele fats. Rapopi was a father and a son in the community. Always with a helping hand of forward friend. I learned a whole lot from your humility. I pray in the hood, one day a legacy tree I planned. I say, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Life is a blessing, but prepare for the curse. Yesterday is a treasure you can never get back, but today is an opportunity, get back on track. Make hay while the sun shines. Life is too short, live every day with a smile. I don't have much, but if I did, just to have you back there, yo, give it everything that's mine. I miss you. Kitsogile ko kwalela le kwalo. Tloka jang go gopola jana o le ko ke le kwano ruri modumo mogolo a bakwe. You and I on it's the 17th of pathway, but it was never meant to be kibati. Due to waste youth because Miss Papi. Another car claims another homie of mine. Mari Hasidi Koloi about the alcoholism that's claiming his life. It was a Saturday, my Uber school teachers in a simplex. Truck kid that takes the keys or dance in the sentence. Ria Baruta Banaba Inela. National disaster dikele di day kwela. Litie Mokotata Bananyana Badi Peto. Lina Libeke Soromo no Lebone Peto. Bamba Balona Kebahale. Kalokanya Po and the Meo Sarati Pakabohale.